The world is currently being sold a dream of the most spectacular sporting event in human history. We are told that World Cup 2026 will be a flawless celebration of soccer, uniting three giants of the North American continent. But while the marketing machines churn out epic promos, a much darker, counterintuitive reality is starting to emerge. What if the biggest World Cup ever is actually walking straight into a silent, catastrophic failure that no one wants to admit? Today, we are pulling back the curtain to reveal why the beautiful game might be losing its very soul in the pursuit of profit. If you truly love this sport, you need to understand the forces that are currently reshaping its forgotten soccer history. We are at a crossroads where the evolution of the tournament might actually be the beginning of its emotional emptying. That's exactly why we created the B side of soccer, to investigate the side of the story that FIFA doesn't want you to talk about. If you believe that the heart of the game is worth more than any business deal, share this video now with your fellow fans. Your engagement is what keeps the truth alive and supports our mission to protect the authentic spirit of the world's game. In this video, we aren't just looking at the stadiums. We are looking at the cracks in the foundation of the 2026 dream. Prepare to see how soccer legends are being overshadowed by a corporate system that prioritizes revenue over passion. We are diving deep into the red flags, from prohibitive costs to a fragmented experience, that are being ignored by the media. This is the truth about the biggest World Cup ever, and why it might just be the most empty one we've ever seen. Stick around, because what you are about to see will change the way you look at 2026 forever. The world is waiting for the biggest party ever seen in the history of the beautiful game. We are told that World Cup 2026 will redefine everything we know about global sports events. But beneath the surface of the marketing campaigns, a very different and darker reality is emerging. This isn't just another tournament. It's a massive gamble that might end up backfiring on everyone. If we look closely at the B side of soccer, the signs of a silent crisis are everywhere. Think back to the golden eras when soccer legends walked onto the pitch and the world stood still. Those moments were built on pure passion and a connection that felt almost sacred to the fans. Today, that legacy is being tested by a new corporate machine that seems to prioritize profit. We often talk about forgotten soccer history to learn from the past, but we might be repeating mistakes. The scale of this upcoming event is unprecedented, yet the excitement feels strangely hollow for many. Soccer has always been the sport of the people, a simple game that united every corner of the planet. However, as we approach the kickoff in North America, the traditional spirit of the competition is fading. Experts are beginning to whisper about a failure so large it could change the tournament forever. The numbers are massive, but the heart of the game seems to be missing from the equation. And as we dig deeper into the data, the first ignored signal is about to be revealed. The scale of the World Cup 2026 is designed to be unlike anything we have ever witnessed in soccer. With 48 teams competing across three massive nations, the sheer logistics are a feat of modern engineering. FIFA is promising a festival of diversity, bringing more soccer legends and rising stars to the global stage. This expansion isn't just about more games, it's a bid to capture every corner of the planet's attention. The revenue projections are breaking records before a single ball has even been kicked in North America. From the iconic stadiums of the US to the high altitudes of Mexico, the variety is staggering. Fans are being told this will be the most accessible and technologically advanced tournament in forgotten soccer history. The dream is to create a seamless experience where millions can share their love for the beautiful game. Every host city is preparing for an influx of tourism that should, in theory, revitalize local economies. It's a vision of a unified continent celebrating the B side of soccer through a massive, shared lens. Expectations for TV viewership and digital engagement are reaching heights that were previously thought to be impossible. The organizers are betting that the more is better philosophy will cement the sport's dominance in the West. We are looking at a commercial juggernaut that aims to turn every match into a Super Bowl-level event. The promise is a perfect blend of tradition and innovation, honoring the past while building a new future. Yet, as the marketing machine ramps up, the cracks in this perfect image are starting to become visible. The initial data regarding ticket interest for the World Cup 2026 is sending shockwaves through the industry. While FIFA expected a global stampede for seats, the early numbers suggest a surprisingly lukewarm reception from fans. This lack of a desperate rush is a stark contrast to the frenzy we usually see in soccer history. It seems the organic hype that typically fuels the world's biggest tournament is struggling to ignite this time. For an event of this magnitude, this unusual silence from the market is the first major red flag. When we look back at forgotten soccer history, the demand for World Cup tickets was always a guarantee. Fans would save for years just to catch a glimpse of soccer legends competing on the grandest stage. However, the current climate suggests that the bigger is better model might be reaching a breaking point. The B side of soccer reveals that even the most loyal supporters are weighing the cost against the value. If the world's most popular sport can't fill its stadiums with ease, something is fundamentally broken. This lack of engagement isn't just a minor statistical error, it's a symptom of a much deeper problem. The traditional World Cup fever seems to be replaced by a cautious, almost indifferent observation from afar. Organizers are scrambling to understand why the magic of the tournament isn't translating into immediate sales. We are witnessing a shift where the prestige of the event alone is no longer enough to drive demand. As the silence grows louder, the focus shifts to the massive financial barriers that are keeping fans away. The logistical nightmare of World Cup 2026 is creating a financial barrier that feels almost insurmountable for the average fan. Traveling between host cities in the US, Canada, and Mexico involves massive distances that require expensive domestic flights. Unlike previous tournaments held in smaller countries, the sheer geography here turns every match into a luxury expedition. For many, the dream of following their team across North America is being crushed by the reality of skyrocketing airfares. This invisible wall is transforming the world's most inclusive sport into an exclusive event for the global elite. Accommodation is another piece of the puzzle that is pushing the B side of soccer into a territory of pure inflation. Hotels in host cities are already projecting prices that defy logic, leaving budget-conscious supporters with nowhere to stay. We are seeing a trend where the cost of a single night in a basic room exceeds the price of the match ticket itself. In forgotten soccer history, fans could often find creative ways to stay near the action without breaking the bank. But with the current corporate grip on the hospitality sector, those grassroots experiences are becoming a thing of the past. The overall cost of living during the tournament is set to be the highest ever recorded in the history of soccer. From basic meals to local transportation, every aspect of the fan experience is being monetized to the absolute maximum. This shift is alienating the very people who provide the energy and soul that soccer legends depend on during games. If the stadiums are filled only by those who can afford the premium, the authentic atmosphere of the cup will vanish. And as the financial pressure mounts, a significant part of the world's most passionate fan base is starting to look away. The heart of soccer has historically beaten loudest in Europe, but for 2026 that pulse is weakening significantly. Many die-hard fans across the continent are expressing a growing lack of motivation to cross the Atlantic for this expanded tournament. The combination of a 48-team format and the perceived dilution of quality is creating a sense of quantity over quality that many purists find deeply unappealing. Without the traditional European traveling roar, the stadiums in North America risk losing that unique, high-stakes energy that defines the world's greatest game. Time zones are another invisible enemy, creating a massive rift between the host nations and the crucial European television audience. For fans in London, Madrid, or Berlin, watching their teams compete will often mean staying up until the early hours of the morning on workdays. This logistical friction is leading to a silent boycott, where viewership figures might plummet in regions that have always been the financial backbone of the sport. We are seeing a shift where the B side of soccer is being ignored in favor of a primetime schedule that only suits the local American markets. In forgotten soccer history, the presence of European giants and their fans was the ultimate benchmark for a successful tournament. Today, soccer legends from the old continent are openly criticizing the physical toll of the expanded schedule and the constant travel across 3 countries. This growing discontent isn't just a series of complaints, It's a fundamental rejection of the direction the tournament is taking. As Europe begins to tune out, the World Cup 2026 faces the terrifying prospect of becoming a local festival rather than a truly global phenomenon. The logistical sprawl of World Cup 2026 is threatening to dismantle the very essence of what makes this tournament special. In forgotten soccer history, the magic came from thousands of fans descending upon a single city, creating a melting pot of culture. Now, with matches scattered across thousands of miles, the concentrated spirit of the Cup is being replaced by a fragmented system. Supporters will find it nearly impossible to follow their teams live without spending a fortune on constant, exhausting travel. This geographic disconnection means the tournament will feel less like a unified event and more like a series of isolated games. The B side of soccer has always been about the shared experience in the streets, the fan zones, and the local pubs. When the competition is spread so thin, the collective energy that usually electrifies a host nation becomes diluted and weak. Fans are being asked to choose between seeing one game or spending their entire life savings to keep up with the bracket. Even for soccer legends, the lack of a consistent home base during the group stages can disrupt the team's focus and rhythm. Instead of a vibrant soccer pilgrimage, we are looking at a corporate structure that prioritizes stadium capacity over fan connection. We are moving away from the idea of the World Cup as a specific place you visit to experience a unique atmosphere. In this new era, the tournament is becoming a broadcast-first product where the live audience is just a background prop. The intimacy that once defined the relationship between the fans and the pitch is being sacrificed for a broader, colder reach. It's a transition from a passionate gathering to a massive, decentralized network that lacks a true emotional heart. And as the fans become more isolated from one another, the conflict between pure passion and cold business reaches a boiling point. The massive expansion of the World Cup 2026 is the ultimate proof that FIFA is now prioritizing maximum revenue over the soul of the game. We are witnessing a transition where the tournament is treated more like a corporate product than a celebration of soccer heritage. This aggressive commercial strategy aims to squeeze every possible dollar from sponsors and broadcasters, often at the expense of the fans. While the bank accounts of organizers grow, the authentic connection that once defined this global event is being stretched to a dangerous breaking point. When we look at forgotten soccer history, the most iconic moments were born from raw emotion and a deep-rooted love for the sport's simplicity. Today, that essence is being replaced by a polished, high-stakes business model that feels increasingly distant from the average supporter's reality. The B side of soccer reveals a growing frustration among those who feel the game is being stolen by suits in boardrooms. Even the most legendary soccer legends are beginning to voice their concerns about how the commercial machine is overshadowing the magic on the pitch. This widening gap between the business of the sport and the passion of the people is creating a cold, transactional atmosphere for 2026. The expansion isn't about giving more nations a chance to dream. It's about opening new markets for high-end corporate hospitality and luxury suites. As the tournament grows into a financial juggernaut, it risks losing the very people's game identity that made it famous in the first place. The real danger is that by chasing record-breaking profits, the organizers might accidentally kill the passion that makes the World Cup worth watching. The true danger of World Cup 2026 isn't just about logistics, it's about a profound loss of emotional intensity. While the stadiums in North America will likely be packed with people, the raw energy might feel strangely artificial. We are facing a scenario where the seats are occupied, but the soul of the competition is nowhere to be found. In forgotten soccer history, the crowd's roar was a living force that could change the outcome of any match. Without that authentic fire, the biggest tournament in soccer risks becoming a hollow, high-definition spectacle for the cameras. The B side of soccer shows us that passion cannot be manufactured by marketing budgets or massive stadium screens. If the real fans are priced out, the atmosphere will be replaced by a polite corporate applause that lacks any real bite. Even the most talented soccer legends struggle to find their best form when the environment feels like a sterile studio. We might witness the largest attendance figures in history, yet feel a crushing sense of emptiness throughout the entire month. It's a paradox where the event grows in size, but shrinks in the hearts of those who truly love the game. This emotional vacuum could redefine how we perceive the prestige of the trophy and the glory of the winners. A victory in a silent or disconnected stadium doesn't carry the same weight as one forged in a cauldron of passion. The risk is that 2026 becomes a beautiful, expensive shell of a tournament that fails to leave a lasting cultural mark. As the global audience watches from home, the disconnect between the scale and the spirit will become impossible to ignore. And as the final whistle approaches, we are left with a provocative question about the very future of the sport. The journey toward World Cup 2026 is reaching a crossroads where the future of the sport hangs in a delicate balance. We are witnessing a monumental shift that could either redefine global entertainment or lead to a hollow corporate echo. This isn't just about a tournament. It's about whether the B-side of soccer can survive in an era of extreme commercialization. As the final whistle approaches for our preparations, the question isn't if the event will happen, but if it will truly matter. The legacy of soccer legends depends on a stage that is built on more than just record-breaking revenue and massive stadiums. If we allow the essence of the game to be traded for profit, we risk losing the very magic that unites us all. Every fan has a role in this story, ensuring that the passion of the people remains the heartbeat of every single match. In forgotten soccer history, the greatest victories were those that moved our souls and changed our perspectives forever. We must demand a future where soccer remains accessible, emotional, and deeply connected to its grassroots origins. The 2026 edition will be historic, but it is up to us to decide if it will be remembered for its heart or its price tag. So, as we look at the horizon, are we watching the evolution of the beautiful game or the beginning of its slow emptying? This is the moment to reflect on what we truly value when the world gathers to celebrate the sport we love. If you believe that the soul of the game is worth more than any business deal, your voice is more important than ever. Share this story with those who still feel the fire of the pitch, because the final chapters are still being written. The world is watching, and the answer to our provocative question will define the next generation of football fans everywhere.